Morning, children. I hope that you remember what you have learned about adjectives. Adjectives are modifiers, or these are describing nouns. Also, you have seen the types of adjectives. Also, you know how to form adjectives by using suffixes. Okay, keeping in mind all these, let's continue the lesson about adjectives. And today we are going to discuss about degrees of comparison. Look at the picture here. There are three dolls that is given here. One is small, the next one is little tall compared to the first one, and the last one is the most tall one. Okay, so depending on the degree of change, we can divide or we can use the degrees of comparison in English. There are three types of degrees of comparison as given here: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Okay, positive. What is positive? We will see what is positive degree of comparison. Look at this picture. There are two dolls here given here. Both are of same size, same quality, same color. So this is called positive degree. Means we cannot compare it with something. Both are equal. If we are using something without comparison, that is called positive degree of comparison. Example: the house is big. There is no other house to compare. The radio was loud. The other example: the boy is fast on his bicycle. When we analyze these sentences smart, we are able to understand that there is no other things to compare here. Only we are making a statement. The girl is smart. The radio was loud. There is no other radio to compare. So we call it as positive degree of comparison. Simply using the adjectives, we term them as positive degree of comparison. The second type of degrees of comparison is comparative degree. Okay, from the title you must have understood there is a comparison. See these pictures. One is bigger, the other one is smaller. So by using a comparison, you compare these two things. When there are two things, you can compare these things by using than, and also you can use er along with the adjectives. You will see more examples. There are two houses here. So the house is big, but my house is bigger. Okay, so here I am comparing my house with the other. So there is a difference in its size. So when you compare two things or people or places, we use this comparative degree. The boy is fast on his bicycle, but I am faster. There is comparison. Okay, one is faster. The speed comparison is there. So I use this in terms of comparative degree. The radio was loud, but the TV was louder. Comparison between radio's sound and TV sound. So here there are two objects, comparing these two of each other. The comparative degree is formed with either er or more. Er is used when the word is one syllable adjective. For example, old, older, tall, taller, young, younger, etc. America is larger than. So syllable, you know, that is if we can utter a part of word with a single breath, we are calling it as a syllable. Okay, for example, beautiful. How many syllables are there? Beautiful. 3 syllables. Likewise, here there are one syllable only for large. So if there is only one syllable, we will use comparative degree by adding suffix er along with it. Other words which has more than one syllable, we use more in order to form comparative degree. For example, famous, famous, two syllable words, so we use the more famous. Beautiful, beautiful, three syllables, so we use it more before it in order to form comparative degree. Famous, famous, nervous, nervous, two syllables. So all these are formed by using more before these adjectives. I just told you that if we want to form comparative degree for a single syllabic word, we have to use er. Also, there are some exceptions for two syllabic words. That means those adjectives which ends in y, you can add er. For example, happy, two syllabic word, happy. So there are two, but it ends in y, so we use er by removing or by changing y into I, and we will use it. Also pretty, prettier. Look at these examples. All these are single syllabic word. Fast, er is added. Slow, slower. Big, bigger. Small, smaller. Tall, taller. For making comparative degree, er is used along with the single syllabic words. Keep in your mind. For two or more than two syllabic words, we use more in order to form comparative degree. Painful, hopeful, beautiful. So there are two syllables as well as three syllabic words here. So in order to form comparative degree, you have to add more along with the adjectives. Okay, see these examples and keep it in your mind. But there are exceptions to both the rules. For example, these words are formed not based on er or more. Good, its comparative degree is totally different from its positive degree. It's better, bad, worse, many and much, more, little and few, less, far, farther or further. Old, when it is referred to a thing, that is older, and when it is referred to persons, that is elder. So these are exceptions. There are many more words which have these exceptions. The third degrees of comparison is superlative degree. Okay, so if there are more than three or more than three things or people or places, it is used when we are comparing, we use superlative degree. So before the superlative degree of adjective, we use the. Okay, look at this example. She was the smartest girl in the class. There are four girls and one is having a picture. Okay, that girl is the smartest girl. So smartest, est is used in order to form superlative degree. Also the is used before this adjective, that is the smartest. There are four houses here. The biggest house on the block was for sale. So definitely you can understand which is the biggest house. So before that the is added, also est as suffix in order to form superlative degree. The superlative degree is formed with either est or most. Est is used when the word is one syllable adjective. For example, cheap, cheapest, high, highest, small, smallest, hot, hottest. Okay, so Look at this example. She is the smartest student in the class, and he is the oldest of all four brothers in the class. We have seen more is used for two or more syllabic words. Same way, for superlative degrees also, most is used after two or more syllabic words. For example, handsome, the most handsome; famous, the most famous; beautiful, the most beautiful; diligent, three syllabic word, so most diligent. My mother is the most beautiful woman in the world. It is the most difficult test I have ever done. So here there is a comparison with all other things, and we are telling that this is the most peak one. Dear children, there is often a doubt. If there are more than one adjective, which one should be used first? Okay, in a sentence, if there are so many adjectives, which one should be used first? There is a certain rule for using these adjectives, or there is an order for using these adjectives. There are 9 adjectives, 9 kinds of adjectives we have seen, and which one should be used first? Let's see it in detail. If there are more than one adjective in a sentence, this should be the order. First one is number, second one is opinion, third one is size, and fourth one is quality. Fifth one is age, sixth one is shape, seventh one is color, eighth one origin, ninth one material, and 10th one is purpose. This will be the order of adjectives if there are more than one adjective. I am telling you that all these 10 will not be coming in a sentence. Sometimes there will be 2, sometimes there will be 3, 4, likewise. If you don't use more adjectives, the sentence will be simple. It's better not to use much adjectives in a sentence. The first one is adjectives of number. Number we know, definitely it is first, second, third, or 1, 2, 3, etc. The second one is adjective of opinion. Opinion example is good, bad, beautiful, etc. Adjective of size means big, small, bony, etc. Adjective of quality means examples clever, neat, smart, etc. Adjective of age examples are ancient, old, young, etc. Adjective which shows shape are circular, curved, crooked, etc. Adjective of color examples are white, green, blue, etc. Examples for adjective of origin are Indian, English, American, etc. Material adjectives are gold, silver, silk, etc. The last one is purpose. Okay, purpose. For example, running nose. Running is an adjective used there. Okay, dancing doll. Okay, all these are examples for purpose. Okay, based on this, please try to identify each adjective which type. Okay, and please understand where it should be placed. Okay, there is one exercise on page number 13. Please do it. The last topic in our text in this lesson is participle adjectives. What is a participle? That is the third form of verb. For example, in each verb there is a third form. Read, 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 read. Last read is called the participle form. Okay, and also that is past participle. we three forms are called the past participle form of the verbs. Write, wrote, written. Written is called the participle or the past participle form of write. Okay. Also, ing forms of verbs are called present participle. So, using this ed or ing forms of verbs, we are able to form adjectives. Look at these sentences. My English teacher is boring. My English teacher is bored. So, what is the difference between these sentences? First one is boring means I will be bored by my teacher. My English teacher is bored. Sometimes it is because of me. So, there is a difference between these two sentences. Adjectives ending in ing are used to describe things or people. For example, the film was dull, long and slow. It even made me sleep. So, what can be called? What can we use a single word in order to express all these feelings? Dull, long and slow. In a word, the film was boring. So, this boring is used as adjective. The most commonly used participle adjectives are given here: amazed and its ing form, amused, annoyed, astonished, bored, confused, depressed, disappointed, disgusted, embarrassed. Please remember, children, when it is used as adjective, just after this there will be a noun, then only it will become an adjective, otherwise it will be noun. So please don't be confused with verbs and adjectives. More examples are given here: excited, exhausted, frightened, insulted, interested, intrigued, satisfied, shocked, surprised, tempted, terrified, tired, worried, and all its ing forms. How it will be used, children? I'm excited, okay, as compliment. Okay, I'm frightened as complement in a sentence. That means in certain sentences there will not be object. Those sentences which is having be forms as the main verb, these sentences will be having a complement. So all these complements are adjectives and the participle forms are used here. So here we wind up the class. You have to understand all these concepts. Okay, so please do the exercise on page number 11, then 12, E, 13, F, 13G. All these exercise you must do. Also, I'll be sending 2 homeworks along with it in the Google Classroom along with the assignment section. Please do those exercises also, that is related to participle adjectives. You have to choose which participle, that is present participle or past participle, which should be used in those sentences. So children, please do it after listening to the class and submit it today itself by evening.